Hey guys, today is day number 80 of my daily YouTube challenge. I don't even have a deadline for how long I want to make this challenge. So since I know Casey Neistat and a couple of YouTubers from the past that were daily for a year, one of my favorites, for example, is Cody Warner. He basically, in the time when I was living in Australia and I started my film career, I learned a lot from him, but also just pushing through my own business. At that time, this was a Travel Canada blog, and just being daily, this was a huge inspiration. And I always thought about, I want to become daily one day. And I have a couple of, I did a couple of trials in the past. So for example, back in 2018, in the end of 2018, I was on a West Coast trip in Australia, and I did daily vlogging while I was traveling with my friends. So I was waking up in the morning at like 4 or 5 o'clock, doing my vlogs, and even working until like night 12 o'clock or something, so that I still can spend time in the day and yeah, like doing videos and everything. I did this for like 11 days. This was the very first time I did daily, and my vlogs were, I mean, they're cool, but it was so much work that after 11 days, I couldn't handle it anymore because I didn't have enough sleep. I didn't have enough time with my friends, but I didn't want it to quit. So I kept filming, but I edited later. And that time it was kind of funny because I even destroyed my laptop. It wasn't completely destroyed, but the display was destroyed. So I bought an external display, and then on every camping ground, I was just sitting there on the common area where I had a power plug, and then I started editing. It was kind of funny. The second time was 2020, at the beginning of 2020. I was on a rush because I made a video for Lizzie Pierce on her channel. She uploaded that one on the 1st of January 2020. This was 2 years Lizzie Pierce on YouTube. It was a huge project. For 3 months I was working on that one, and yeah, just showcasing and trying to connect and everything. But with this adrenaline that I had, I was like, okay, you know what, let's go in again. I want to do daily. I want to use this traction and do something. At that time I did 46 days in a row. I was on a workation in Tenerife, and I made a lot of videos on Tenerife. And this is, for example, also the starting point of this channel, because my main channel was still my travel channel in German, about Canada and Australia and stuff like that. And I was a bit afraid of publishing my content on the other channel because I was like, oh, what will happen with my audience? I will split up. It's not a niche anymore and everything. But I just decided, you know what, I have my other channel, this one here. I had like 30 subscribers or something. Let's just go upload there. And I learned something very interesting from that time. So I did it for 46 days. I really started very small, and this is maybe the first lesson that you can get out of this video. You have to build a habit. The very first time when you want to do anything, you have to create a habit. Like, okay, what do I mean by that? I knew it would be hard just jumping into hardcore editing and doing what I can do and be capable, and my perfectionism will always hold me back. And this is one of the challenges that we as filmmakers face, because filmmaking, you can spend weeks on a project. You know, on my other YouTube channel, I have a project that I worked for, not the Lizzie Pierce one, another one, for 4 weeks straight, 1 month. I wasn't working for someone else, just for myself, and every day like 10 to 12 hours. And that's a video that in the end got like 2,000, 3,000 views. I still love this project. I mean, I could be creative and everything, but why am I saying this? We as filmmakers, we want to put everything that we know and can do into a video. But for being daily, this is sometimes too much. It's rather more important what is the message of your video than trying to make it overcomplicated and perfect. And this is now brings me to, okay, you need to form a habit. So what I did even back in the days, 2020, with the 46 days, I started like my first 7 videos, same like now, just recording the camera and talking about a topic that I knew. Those videos are not getting a lot of traction. They were not good done, but I came into the habit of creating. And after like 7 days, and when I started also traveling in Tenerife and doing stuff like vlogging and running around and meeting people, I got this enjoyment and this fulfillment, and also the push because other people are now watching my vlog. Hey, yeah, I'm a daily vlogger. Check out my channel. So this was kind of cool, and the hype started that I was capable of doing more than what I did at the beginning, or even capable in my mindset. You know what I mean? So this is one thing. Start small. Just tell yourself, like, whatever topic it is, something simple is good. Like, for example, now here with the DaVinci, you have probably seen that I could put music on it. I could put sound effects on it. And I'm capable of doing this. but I'm not doing it. Why? Because the most important of those videos is that I teach you what I'm trying to show. Everything else is additionally. And maybe along the journey with my channel, when I become bigger and I'm not doing daily anymore, and maybe even have an editor one day that does stuff for me, I will make the videos better. But now, for the starting point, I don't need that. And one more lesson that I learned in 2020, and this was something I always wanted to focus on. So I already told you that I was afraid of putting this on my main channel, my travel channel. It's called Working Holiday. There's also 5,000 subscribers there. Yeah, I was too afraid because I on my daily challenge, I didn't put one topic on. I basically said, whatever comes to my mind, I will make a video about this. And so in those 46 days, I had like roughly 50% was vlog style travel Tenerife videos. I put those videos later and made them better into my travel channel. Some of them performed very well. Over 300,000 views has one of those videos now. And the other ones were the tech channel. So for example, at that time, I bought my Dell XPS 15 and I had a couple of problems with Premiere, with that. And when I encountered one of those problems on my daily journey, I just shared it with the world. And some of those videos here on that channel still have like 200,000 views. And this was the starting point of that second channel here, which now becomes my main channel because I'm focusing all of my attention into this channel. Why do I tell you this? Because when I did this and I finished it after the 46 days, I knew that I was capable of doing this maybe in the future again. But I never really had the time to do it again because there were so many other projects, other businesses. And now when DaVinci came along, I said like, you know what, this is perfect because one of those lessons, like here on the channel, the tech videos, they performed good. And the travel channel, obviously because it wasn't a travel channel before, right? They didn't perform as well. So I always told myself, what would happen if I do this again, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, but now with one niche? So focusing all your attention into one niche, one spare that goes into a niche and try to dominate that niche. Because I saw that, okay, this is maybe also important. What I learned there, the videos didn't blow up in those 30, in the challenge. I was doing something else, I started a different business, and until like the end of 2020, some of the videos got picked up in the algorithm. Some of the videos got picked up in SEO for Google search, so some people were searching on Google, and then one of the top listed videos was one of my videos. And this was super interesting to watch because I didn't upload any videos anymore. So after those 46 videos, I basically stopped because my focus and my attention was on a different business. The 46 videos was just a test. I didn't make money with that at that time. And so this was building up to 1,000 subscribers, then I could monetize it. And because those videos, the tech videos, which were around 5 or 6 videos, were in the algorithm, they kept me bringing in traffic and also viewerships and subscribers. And also when I started then the monetization program, I started immediately with like around 90 to 100 euros per month just because of those successful videos. So I heard this once, when you start YouTube, look at YouTube always like this, not I'm trying to make the best video. Okay, you want to make the best videos, but best is also, it depends on, best can also be how I teach you, right? It's just the shortest one. Like my approach right now, for example, is to be as short as possible. That's completely against YouTube right now because YouTube will actually reward you when you get to watch time, when people actually stick 10 minutes in your videos. That's why you see so many other YouTubers rather produce a video that's 10 minutes and do one per week than a couple of short ones like I do. And that will maybe damage my channel in the long run. But I have this philosophy, if I watch something, I want to skip straight to the point that is interesting to me. So I'm actually doing those videos for myself. And if along the ride, I build a community and people who enjoy the content and they have the same approach like me, then it's a win-win. We will see. The future will tell. But so what I wanted to say, important. Daniel, catch your ideas. I forgot it. That's why I'm writing everything down. Yeah, so this time with DaVinci, I wanted to see what actually happens if I focus on that one niche and how can the channel grow. And if the same would happen like last time, even if I now stop, today is day number 80, even if I now stop, if the same happens, a couple of those videos will actually blown up in the algorithm. That's what I'm hoping for. Oh yeah, and I wanted to share that. I have this from a book, how to monetize your skills and everything and build a business around it, right? With online courses and everything. He said, look at YouTube like this. You go there, you share your passion, you make your videos, and then look at this like every 100th video has the potential to go super viral. But it takes those 100 videos. So a problem that a lot of beginners and also people who come to YouTube do, they produce maybe even very high quality videos, 5, 6, 7. Or for example, my observation, I met so many filmmakers through the last 7 years, 8 years traveling around the world. And when I look at their stuff, they're good, but their YouTube channel has like, okay, one reel, like not reel, the portfolio video, right? Then maybe 2, 3 videos. But of course, they didn't develop the skills. The thumbnails are shit. The titles are shit. Nobody clicks it. Even if the videos itself are not bad, they're better than what I produce right now. And this is the most common thing, because I wouldn't even argue you don't have to be as good at the beginning. Like I wasn't as good at the beginning as I am right now with my thumbnails and everything. You develop that skill. And now we come to one of the things that will help you when you go daily. So if you go daily, there's a couple of things that this is more about you than actually your channel. And then when your channel grows is a secondary like benefit that you get. What do I mean by that? If you go daily, number one, we as filmmakers, we have thousands of possibilities. Okay? Thousands of possibilities. What do I mean by that? If you want to create a movie about any topic, you can go into any direction. Do I do this with drones? Do I have like that many artists? Do I have this gear? Do I shoot everything on my phone, or do I use my 20 different cameras that I have? Like so many options. But limitations provoke creativity. Have you ever heard about this sentence? For example, in 2017, I was part of a summit, and I looked at the summit where George Lucas was explaining what happened with Star Wars 1. Because Star Wars 1, when he got the idea and he was producing it, in the film scene, they were not thinking about that this would become this big French fries, not the fries, you know what I mean, the other thing. This big company, this big branding, this big marketing stuff, like this big name, right? At that time, it was just an idea, and they had just a limited budget. I think it was $1 million. They had $1 million, which is not a lot for a blockbuster movie, right? And they had to come up with all of those iconic ideas. And he said, this was probably one of the best things that could have happened to Star Wars, the very first movie, because they had to be resourceful. And because of limitations, they had to use more of their creativity. And just for example, if you look at today, some movies, they have millions of dollars, special effects companies and they have all of those tools available. And then you look at the movie and it ends up and you think like, it's not even that good. Yeah, it costs $350 million to produce. I don't know if it's that expensive, but you get my point. So, and this is why limitation creates creativity. So going to daily, if you produce daily in your topic, in your niche, a video, you don't have enough time to plan everything. It's basically you wake up. If you do it like every day, like Casey Neistat and I, for example, some guy once asked me like, Daniel, how do you do this? Is it batched? I would love to say that I'm very good at batching. No, I'm chaos. I'm the creative. Like my girlfriend, for example, she is very good at planning. When she makes a video, she creates at the moment a mindset course. She sits down for 2 weeks scripting everything. And I think 2 days ago, I was for a walk all day, right? And went outside and she had the camera here and everything. She bumped out like, I don't know, 9, 10 videos. Forget it. I can't do this. Like for me, it's always where I'm this kind of mindset. I'm going with the flow, going where the energy goes, going with like even the topic today. I just made up this topic before I started talking about it. I mean, okay, it made sense because this video 80 a couple of days ago I was thinking about, and I was even thinking about video 50 or 60 to do something like that. But now it makes sense. Video 80, I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. It's not just one channel, right? I'm doing all of this in 2 channels right now. So it's 80 videos on my German channel. It's 80 videos on my English channel. So 160 videos over the course of the last 80 days. I never believed that I was possible doing something like that. And, you know, I also have this imposter syndrome and the fear. Like one voice in me is basically now saying, Daniel, you will not hold this. You will stop. And you are just a failure. There will be a point when you are not creating. I have those too. I'm battling with those, right? So what I'm trying to say, why is this interesting? Our mindset, and if you have free resources and free time, you will need all of those time. So for example, if you give yourself a week to create a video, you will use a week. But if you give yourself a day, you only use a day. And that's when sometimes ideas spark. Like some of the videos in those 80 days, they were very successful. They were straightforward, just a creativity idea, and I just put on the camera and I recorded it. And it took me maybe with editing 3 hours and I could make this. And this is the only reason why at the moment I can have this huge output, because for example, through my last 7 years and working with different brands and businesses and movies, I learned one thing. Done is better than perfect. I have to say that again. Done is better than perfect. Everyone who's watching right now, if you watch this, you understand what I mean by that. But you probably know that you have situations in your life when you know you should act like this, just done is better than perfect, and you're not doing it. And what then happens, this is why I talked about mindset, it's our fear, our conditioning, our past experience, our belief system, all of those things, they catch in and then grab you, and then, oh, you know what, I don't feel like it. I will make this tomorrow. But if you're on a schedule, like I do this every day, and I have to create, because if I'm not creating, I'm breaking the habit and I'm breaking this goal that I have right now of not breaking. You understand what I mean? Yeah, I think you understand what I mean. So what else? One thing that is super interesting and compared if you just do it once a week, a video to YouTube, or once a month. And I had those phases where I only pushed out a video for a month. I had those phases where, I mean, I did exactly the same, because I have 4 channels right now. What I told you at the beginning, that some people, beginner mistake is they are not consistent. They start with YouTube and then it's over. Pick one schedule. So for example, is it once per week? Is it daily? If you have never done videos, I wouldn't recommend that you start daily. But there's one more advantage about daily. Because you have those limitations, you also learn faster. What do I mean by that? For example, the very first time when I did this on the Australian West Coast, I remember before, for 2 years, when I did the video, I could never talk in front of people. When there were people walking by, I felt so insecure, and I stopped like after 10 trials, and I got angry, and then I stopped and I recorded somewhere. I went somewhere where I could record alone. Why is this interesting? Now, if you have only a day, like for example in Tenerife, I didn't thought about this anymore. Like maybe the first couple of days, but after like day 7, after day 14, you just go in. And I had my friends around me and I went into like, I don't know, a supermarket. Hey guys, I'm in a supermarket right now. We are going shopping here in Tenerife. And you develop the skill to talk to the camera and have more energy. This is something I never developed that fast than in my past experience about being daily. So this time is a bit different because I'm doing most of the times the recording here. But like now, for example, you see another skill that I learned is just talking to the camera and becoming more natural, because you do it repetitively, right? And I think I heard once Casey Neistat talking about one reason why he stopped after 2 years. 2 years being daily, every day, almost every day. I think he missed 1 or 2 days, but I don't even know. Maybe he wasn't. But the point is, right, he said he got bored because he was so used to it. He knew how to make a nice story every day. He know how to make it. And this is something, keep in mind, if you do this every day, you train yourself with this skill set and everything that is involved with this. Like, for example, on YouTube, you have to make thumbnails, right? And thumbnails should be good so that people click it. And I'm not saying that my thumbnails are like, there are people, they spend weeks and have teams on it, right? But I would argue that my thumbnails are not beginner anymore. They are definitely more advanced because there's a lot of experience that went in, like not just video making. For example, I'm also a web designer. I created a couple of different websites for brands, for businesses, my own different websites, right? And I love design. I always say that I have an eye for that. But I trained that. That's more important than now. Like, you know, I started maybe like you now with no knowledge. My experience before I started world travel, I never did anything creative. I was a mechanical engineer from Germany, and I swapped my career. With 28, I left Germany, and then I completely shifted my career. And so why I'm saying this, like even if you think you're not good at something, you can train this. And daily vlogging, for example, will teach you this skill set. For example, every day I have to create a thumbnail, right? So it's now 80 days. That means in the last 80 days, I went through, I keep the same thumbnail, just a little bit of different colors for the German and English. So I'm not doing two. I try to be efficient, but it's 80 different thumbnails that I created every single day because of that. So one important part, sorry that I'm rambling so much, but maybe it's interesting for those people who want to start a daily YouTube channel as well. And I just encourage you, just go for it. Don't wait for tomorrow, start today. Pick up the camera, say something for 2 minutes and start. And do this for the first week. Just talk into the camera and then develop the skill set more and the habit. One thing that was super interesting this time is the power of community. I wrote this down, this is amazing. We have a Discord server where we have a community about DaVinci Resolve on the iPad. We have a Facebook group and every day there are people coming in. I think with Facebook group is now at 360. This is crazy because, I mean, I know that there are outside people and other communities who grow faster. But I think, I mean, this is one benefit. For example, if you do daily and you have a niche and you become the authority in that niche, you can build a community around. And I'm not now saying this is all me. No, it's you guys. You keep me also going because there are the same people in the comments who come back and write me, and I'm already looking forward. Oh, what's Chris saying? Oh, what's Carlos saying? You know, like all the different people who are in the comments all the time, and you recognize them. When I, for example, did this on my travel channel. Okay, there's two different things I have to tell you there. Number one, it's a topic where, like, my travel channel was about Canada, and when people got finished with their, like, they apply for a working holiday visa there, right? So they have all those questions, and for like 1 or 2 months, they're in this topic. And after they're done, they're not coming back to my channel anymore because they got all the knowledge that they wanted. So, and also I wasn't daily, I was always like 1 video per week. That means I didn't have those interactions that I have right now with you guys because I'm daily. And also the topic, some of you people will probably even stick around another year if you still use DaVinci, right? If I figure stuff out, you can learn from it. And this is also very cool. And I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed, everyone who is part of this journey. And you see it now, how I built all of this. Like even the MasterClass, I didn't started that with the idea I want to create a MasterClass. Like in December, I was still planning a complete different business. And I'm trying to still do that. It's just a de-route, or how you say, like I took the opportunity because I love this program. I love the iPad. You know, I bought the iPad already with the intention that this will be my go-to main tool in the future. And now with DaVinci Resolve, you already know that, I said this a couple of times, but with DaVinci Resolve, we have that now. And all of my videos were created in DaVinci Resolve. Like all 160 videos and all videos from the Masterclass in German and in English, because the Masterclass exists in English and German as well. Okay, what else? We talked about the deadlines. Oh yeah, because the deadline, sometimes I created videos, same like today, where I just talked to the camera and I shared something from my life. Like, for example, I remember when I had to go to the hospital, or I shared something, I don't even remember, 80 videos a lot. But the point here now is sometimes you think how a video can perform because your brain always tries to predict the future, right? But I was surprised some of the videos are maybe not the best in terms of I explain you incredible things like how to do speed ramping, right? But those videos were personally, and I was afraid of even pushing them out. But because I was in a deadline, I'm like, no, like the day with the hospital, for example, I didn't have the time to create a video. And on the way back, I was so happy that it was just oregano. I was happy, you know, and I wanted to share that. And also I didn't want that an incident like this is breaking, this was video number 70, by the way, is breaking my journey right now. I want to push this now as far as I can. My goal, maybe a year. And because I always ask myself, like, what would happen to your YouTube channel, to your brand, to your business, if you could be 1 year daily on your YouTube channel? I get goosebumps just thinking about it. But I also know that I have this side in me that, Daniel, there will be stuff, and one day you can't publish. It's not a big deal, right? For some people, this is not a big deal. For me, it's a big deal because I'm battling with my mindset always about, am I a failure or am I good enough? You know, like if I create, I feel good enough. If I'm not doing something, I feel like a failure. And I'm working through this. Like I'm going through different seminars and books and everything. You see, now I share something very personally. But anyway, that's it actually for the video. So what can I say? There's maybe one more thing. YouTube changed. Like back in 2015-16, YouTube was all about being daily. You know, we had YouTubers like PewDiePie who lead the platform with being daily for 10 years. We had Casey Neistat. And the YouTube platform itself changed and shifted. And now you get more rewards by putting quality videos out. And quality really means that the people stick in the videos, they watch the videos, it's good created. It's not just about creating it daily. So being daily could maybe be a strategy that is damaging my channel. But at the same time, no, this is why I tried to make this video today. I think the benefits still, if you're beginner, the benefits overweight. And think about this, even like your first 100 videos, who cares? Even if they're garbage, they're like, not garbage, but not on the level that you would like to be. But if you push yourself through 100 days of doing this, your skill, your craft, your ideas, your everything around, your skill set of speaking to the camera, the connections, the people, you have a huge portfolio. Even if you know, there are businesses out there, they don't even have that many followers that I have right now on my channel, but they have $1 million business with 1,000 subscribers. It's still possible. So the number doesn't reflect how much money you make or something, right? Oh yeah, let's talk a little bit about numbers. So if I go back and look at the last 90 days, because now it's 80 days, 90 days, this channel gained over 1,800 subscribers in 90 days. And a huge shout out goes to Michael Tobin. Without his shout out, when I figured out how to unlock all the pages in DaVinci Resolve, I'm not sure if I would have started this journey, because his shout out and having so many people on one day, and I still have this spike in my graph, this was amazing. Like, this was the very first time I ever got a shout out, and I'm already on YouTube since like 7 years. All my other channels, they are just slowly building audiences. Why do I say that? Because I see YouTube like, or in general marketing, you can create videos that are maybe trendy right now, but then they lose traction along the way. And the way I always approach those things is with evergreen content. What does it mean? Evergreen content is content that is still relevant in the future. So for example, how to do a speed ramp on the iPad. Even in 2 years, probably the technique will not change. And my video has then the potential that if someone types this in, because that's the power of YouTube and compared to TikTok and Instagram Reels and everything, and YouTube Shorts even, there you maybe get a lot of attention for like 1-2 days, and maybe you can even go super viral. I'm not saying anything against those. Those are super cool tools, and if I would have the capacity right now, I just can't. Maybe when the MasterClass is completely done and we are completely switched to the new platform. So what I'm trying to say, that if you use them, they can bring you in more subscribers fast. But the evergreen technique is, let's say about you have one video that still brings your traffic. Like for example, the videos from 2020, from my daily challenge there, some of them still bring more traffic than my DaVinci videos. Why? Because they are powerful in the search, in SEO, and people, when they type this in, they find the video and people come to my channel. And so now think about it. At the beginning, you maybe have one video that brings you 1 subscriber per day. Then you have another video and another video and another video. You will, at some point, you will get a compound effect. That's my strategy, just creating. And imagine if you do this now as a daily vision, you create a video every single day, and in those 365 days, you created 365 videos, and from those 365 videos, 50 videos are permanently in the search, and each of those videos give you 10 to 50 subscribers. Now you can go into excellent, and this is a mathematical game. Then from now on, you wait for 5 years, you don't even have to upload any videos, and you will reach 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, depends now on how much traffic you get. And that's the evergreen strategy. And by the way, many of the very big YouTubers, they combine those two technologies, or those the strategies, not technologies, strategies. Consistency, evergreen. Some of the content can be found. Like even Peter McKinnon, if you look at it, he, of course, there's more into it, like his charisma, the way he makes videos, how good he already is, the B-rolls, there's a lot to it, right? But one thing is he started with every Tuesday have a tip for Premiere Pro, every that and that. So he has a lot of content that is also in the SEO. So it's not just his personality, it's also that he did the evergreen strategy. Anyway, that's it for this video today. I hope you learned something. Video 80 more to go. See you in the next 80 videos. Crazy. See you tomorrow. Bye. I'm Daniel.